Superstitions are cultural beliefs that often serve as unwritten rules guiding human behavior, aiming to ward off bad luck, invite good fortune, or prevent supernatural harm. One such belief that stands out across cultures is the superstition surrounding rocking an empty rocking chair. In some cultures, it is said that rocking an empty chair can invite spirits, both good and evil, into a home. This superstition, deeply rooted in folklore, suggests that rocking a chair with no one sitting in it could attract the attention of restless spirits. If you liked the video, don't forget to give it a like. You can support our hard work and research by donating through Super Thanks. This video explores the origins, variations, and implications of the superstition that rocking an empty rocking chair invites spirits. We will examine how this belief manifests in different cultures, what it says about human interaction with the unknown, and why such superstitions persist into modern times. The rocking chair is a simple piece of furniture, designed to bring comfort and ease with its soothing back and forth motion. However, this seemingly harmless object has also become the center of some unsettling superstitions. The belief that an empty rocking chair could invite spirits likely has its origins in older cultures where animism, the belief that objects possess spiritual essence, was prominent. The rocking motion, often associated with a human presence, may be seen as an invitation for the supernatural when no human occupies the chair. Historically, rocking chairs have been linked to the elderly, mothers with babies, and individuals seeking rest or peace. As a result, when a rocking chair moves without someone physically present, it could be interpreted as an unseen force, perhaps a spirit, making itself known. This sense of eeriness is compounded in many homes where rocking chairs are set up in quiet corners, near fireplaces, or in shadowy rooms, further adding to the spooky atmosphere. In particular, this superstition has roots in Irish, Appalachian, and Scandinavian cultures, where beliefs in spirits, ghosts, and the afterlife play a significant role. Rocking chairs, with their continuous motion, might remind people of life, while their emptiness could symbolize death or absence, which opens the door to spiritual visitation. The connection between the chair's motion and the unseen suggests that the rocking could represent the presence of something beyond the physical world. While the idea that an empty rocking chair invites spirits is common in Western folklore, variations of this superstition exist globally, with different interpretations based on regional beliefs. In Irish folklore, the rocking of an empty chair is strongly associated with death. It is believed that if a rocking chair begins to move on its own, it means a spirit, perhaps even the spirit of death, is present. This belief aligns with the broader Irish tradition of keening, or mourning for the dead, where the supernatural and the natural world are closely intertwined. The Appalachian region of the United States is known for its rich tradition of storytelling, with superstitions playing a large part in its culture. Here, the belief that an empty rocking chair invites spirits is prevalent. Rocking a chair when no one is sitting in it is said to be an invitation for spirits to come and sit, which is why many people in the region avoid moving a rocking chair unnecessarily. Appalachian ghost stories often center around homes where the rocking chair is said to move by itself, a sure sign that a spirit has taken up residence. In Scandinavian countries, the rocking chair superstition is associated with the veneration of ancestors. The movement of an empty chair is sometimes believed to signify the presence of a loved one's spirit, watching over the household. However, in some cases, the superstition takes a darker turn, with the rocking motion seen as a precursor to death or misfortune. In Latin American cultures, there are variations of the rocking chair superstition. Some believe that if a rocking chair moves by itself, it is a sign of a spirit visiting the household. In some regions, this spirit is thought to be benevolent, perhaps a deceased relative, while in others, it could indicate the presence of a restless or malevolent spirit. Like in the Appalachian tradition, there is often an aversion to rocking an empty chair unnecessarily. In certain African cultures, the belief in the spiritual significance of objects and their movements is widespread. The rocking chair, in particular, is often seen as a conduit for communication with ancestors. In some communities, it is thought that if an empty chair rocks, it is a sign that an ancestor is present and wishes to communicate. This belief is similar to the idea of ancestral veneration found in other parts of the world. At the heart of the rocking chair superstition lies the symbolism of motion and stillness. The rocking motion itself evokes life, comfort, and care, often linked to nurturing figures like mothers and grandmothers. Yet, when no one is present to occupy the chair, the motion becomes unsettling, a stark reminder of absence, death, or the passage of time. This juxtaposition of movement and emptiness serves as fertile ground for supernatural beliefs to take hold. In many ways, the rocking chair represents a liminal space between life and death, the physical and the spiritual. Its motion without a visible cause suggests the presence of an unseen force. The fact that chairs are often associated with rest and stillness makes the introduction of movement all the more uncanny when no one is there to initiate it. Furthermore, the association of the rocking chair with older generations, particularly grandmothers or elderly figures, may add to its symbolism. In cultures that emphasize respect for the elderly and ancestors, the rocking chair becomes a focal point for spiritual energy. When an empty chair rocks, it may be seen as a visit from a deceased elder or an indication that the past is not entirely at rest. Superstitions like the one surrounding rocking chairs often serve a psychological purpose, providing explanations for unexplained phenomena and offering a sense of control over the unknown. The rocking of an empty chair, particularly in a quiet or dimly lit room, can trigger a heightened sense of awareness and fear in individuals. The human brain is wired to seek patterns and explanations for seemingly random events, and superstitions provide a ready-made framework for understanding the unsettling. In many cases, the movement of an empty rocking chair may have a perfectly logical explanation: drafts of air, uneven floorboards, or vibrations from passing vehicles. However, the human tendency to attribute agency to inanimate objects, especially in situations where emotions like fear or uncertainty are involved, can lead to supernatural interpretations. Moreover, superstitions function as cultural narratives, passed down through generations, that reflect deeper societal fears and values. The rocking chair superstition may reflect a fear of death and the unknown, as well as a reverence for ancestors and the spiritual world. By avoiding certain actions, such as rocking an empty chair, individuals may feel they are protecting themselves from harm or showing respect for the spiritual realm. Despite advances in science and rational thought, superstitions like the one surrounding the rocking chair persist in modern times. This can be attributed to the deep-seated human need for connection to the past, the spiritual world, and the unknown. Even in a world increasingly governed by technology and logic, there remains a space for folklore and superstition, particularly when it comes to death, spirits, and the afterlife. The rocking chair, with its association with home, family, and comfort, continues to evoke a sense of nostalgia and timelessness. In a world that is constantly changing, superstitions provide a link to the past, offering a way to navigate the uncertainties of life and death. In some cases, the superstition surrounding the rocking chair may even serve as a form of entertainment or cultural identity. Ghost stories involving rocking chairs are a staple of folklore, with the eerie image of a chair moving on its own capturing the imagination of generations. For many, the idea of an empty rocking chair moving by itself continues to evoke a sense of wonder, fear, and fascination. The superstition of rocking an empty rocking chair is a fascinating example of how everyday objects can become imbued with spiritual and supernatural significance. Across different cultures and traditions, the empty rocking chair is seen as a potential invitation for spirits, whether benevolent ancestors or malevolent entities. This belief, deeply rooted in the human psyche, reflects our ongoing fascination with the unknown, the afterlife, and the thin boundary between the physical and spiritual worlds. Despite the rational explanations that might exist for an empty chair's movement, the superstition endures, reminding us of the power of folklore and the enduring influence of cultural beliefs. The next time you encounter a rocking chair, you might think twice before setting it in motion without someone to occupy it. lest you invite an unexpected visitor from the spirit world.